Welcome back to VTU e-Shikshana program on computer-aided engineering drawing. We worked out the problems on triangular laminae and corresponding prisms and pyramids, and also frustum of triangular pyramid and block, and also started working for the pentagonal shape on computer. Now I will continue with the prisms, pyramids and frustum etc. on pentagon and hexagon in this session. Now let me take the pentagonal prism. Now you know the basics of the pentagonal lamina, how to create. Now base of the prism is pentagonal lamina. There is A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. Now how to create pentagon? Pentagonal prism can be created with the shape which you have, like the isometric projection of base as pentagon. Now you project up by given height, that is the 80 mm say. Now let me start working for the prism. In that case you have to have the pentagon only. Now let me take up this and create the prism, because you don't have any the center of the pentagon we don't need in this case. Now let me take up this and create the vertical longer edges 80 mm say. It may vary as per the demand, you do it. Okay. 65. 80 mm. Yes. Confirm this. Then you can draw number of lines, 4 lines at random, and then go for equal to and do it. Otherwise you can work out with 80 mm throughout. You can check again. Sometimes it will be less or more because of some small changes. Okay. If not, you can change. Now let us check all these lines. 80 mm. Yes. You have fixed at the beginning. Yes, you have fixed at the beginning, and then this one is 80. Fine. Now 80. This is also 80. This is also 80. Now what you do is join all the top corners. Say this is A. You can call this as A1. Take line command. To start with, you be with 0.13 only. End of the line, end of the line. Keep end of the line only, better. Yes. Now this is top face. I can say A1, B1, C1, D1. Naming is not particular in this case. Now visibility. Have this top face visible. So select this top face edges. All top face edges dark. That is 0.50. Let me take this one. This is missing. Yes. Now you got all top face edges dark. Then boundary lines completely dark. Dark all boundary lines. Okay. Now then invisible surface edges other than boundary lines are not visible. Yes, A, E and ED are not visible, and the edges which are passing through the invisible surface are dark. Okay, the invisible surface, visible line. Yes, these two are dark lines. visible lines. Now rest of the lines are not visible because AE, ED and also EE1 are not visible. So this is how we can complete the uh, pentagonal prism. Now how to create pyramid? So pyramid you should have base center, then only you can create the pyramid because the axis must be drawn from the base center. So I created base center by drawing two uh, perpendicular bisectors in this isometric. What you do is you keep this midpoint of one side with opposite corner, again midpoint, any two you get, and then you will get intersection. Now start working with this. Draw a axis line. You take axis 0.25 or 0.35 thickness and axis this one convention, then keep this intersection as a base, height equal to 80 mm. As per the requirement you do it. 80 mm I have taken. Now see, this is the convention. Now from this point you draw, you join all the point, all the corners. Now you select the continuous thin line, okay, that is 0.13. Now join all corners carefully. End of the line, again end of the line. End of the line is always better when compared to other items. So join them, end of the line. Yes, one more left. Now the visibility concept. Now no top face, only apex. So base is not visible. So boundary lines completely dark. Dark all boundary lines first. This is as good as completing solids projection. Okay, projection of solids visibility, same type. Okay, I chosen all the boundary edges and make it dark, 0.5. Okay, next, invisible surface edges, that is AE and ED are not visible. The boundary lines are visible. The invisible edges other than boundary lines are not visible. Next, this invisible surface and these two slant edges VB and VC are visible because invisible surface, visible lines. So join them with change it to dark lines. That is 0.5. Yes. Now let me review VA, VB, VC, VD, VE. Out of that, only one edge, slant edge, VE is not visible. All four, remaining four are visible. Then base edges AB, BC and CD are visible. Yes, this is C. Okay, fine. Now we have pyramid completed. Next, let me take up the frustum of pentagonal pyramid and the okay, block, how to create. Now let me do that job. Let me take out this only. Yes. And one more. This is for block and this is for the frustum. Now for frustum it is some same procedure as the pyramid because it's a frustum of pyramid. Now you identify the center. Okay, first you select two corners and join that with opposite midpoint of the opposite side. Then you will get this. Now what you have to do is for frustum, you have to reduce this. For example, the value of the pentagon is some value like 36. After reduction, it is comes 40. So I have to make it half of the size, say. So suppose it is 40 is there, 20 mm or 25, whatever. Let me, for convenience, I will take 50% reduction. That is, if this is 40, that becomes 20. You take like that and do it. Now let me take scaling. You have to go for scale. So select this scale, enter 0.5. Suppose that you have 25. So 25 by 40 you can say. Automatically you will get. So here let me take 0.5 directly. That is 50% reduction I am seeking. Okay. 0.5. Yes. Now, so it is asking whether you need this or not. Yes, I need that also. So, yes. This is the smaller one, top face, pentagonal size shape, top face. So, this is frustrum. Now, how to place it on a particular point? That is, you fix the axis first. Say axis height is somewhere around 70 or 60, say. Let me take axis height 60. Axis convention is this third one. Yes. Again, zoom it because midpoint and other items are there. There is intersection only we will take and fix it 60. Enter. Okay. Now I have fixed the axis. Okay. Now what I have to do is I have to fix this on this point. Center of this must come here. Okay. So how to do it? I will show you. Little bit. I zoom it little bit so that you can understand. Now move and fix. That's all. And unnecessary things you can remove. See, this one I don't want. Okay, remove. Now take this and then see that this point is coinciding with the top point of the axis. That's all. Now move with blank. Yes. Now take this point. Yes. And see that this is end of the axis. Yes. Now join all these points. The respective corresponding points you join. Suppose that this is A, B, C, D, E. You join with AA1. Yes. BB1. Oh, see, we have retained the same thing. Better you change it to the regular thin line, normal thin line. 0.13 regular continuous line. Now join this. Join PB1, CC1, DD1, again E1, and yeah, already we have joined. Now ABCDE1. Next, you see that all are intact. Yes, because sometimes by the side you may have midpoint or other things that starts from there. I hope everything is nice. Now, the visibility of the figure, that is view. Let me complete it. Top face visible and boundary lines dark. Okay. And invisible surface edges other than boundary lines are not visible. So, first basic three procedures let us complete. So, the edges of the top face are visible. Boundary lines completely dark. Yes. Do it. Now it is 0.5. In my case, it is for explanation purpose. I am taking a little bit higher. Okay. Now, top face visible, boundary lines dark. So what about this BB1 and CC1? BB1 and CC1 are visible because it is passing through invisible surface. So invisible surface, visible line. So select these two lines and make it dark, visible. Next comes this one. It is DD1. DD1 is not visible because it is passing through visible surface or invisible bends. These two are not visible. Definitely this also not visible. Or crossing line. See here, it is already dark. Through that it is passing through. Definitely, if this is dark, definitely this is dotted line. So crossing line, check with bends, and also fundamental concept: visible surface, invisible line. So this is how you can complete the frustrum. Okay. Now block. How to create block? So it's very easy. You see that I will clearly give idea what to do. You draw two extreme, two vertical lines, left side and right side. So easy. How to identify? This is not. I am not going to do for all. Only for this problem I will be doing. Now because we have 5, you draw two vertical lines, extreme left and extreme right. Okay, that's all. Just for understanding purpose. You need to do it. So see, whatever the corners towards you, I assume that you are here towards you, including the corners on these two lines are to be considered to draw the lines, visible vertical edges. So I again repeat, you draw two extreme vertical lines to the left and to the right through corners. Including the corners which are on these lines, on these two lines towards you are to be considered to draw the vertical lines. So now what I do is, I will see that these lines are gone. Now I have to consider this corner and also this corner plus these two corners to draw the vertical lines. Draw vertical lines for a given value. So given value is 15, say 20 mm. I take 20 mm. 20. Okay. Yes. 20. And then draw through all lines. Confirm. Now you can also try this equal to command. I mean this one equal to you can use and then make it equal. Sometimes it creates problem. Otherwise you can use it. Now check all these are 20. Yes. It's a matter of 2 seconds. Then join them. All are visible. Whatever the top face edges and the lines we have created just now, and we are going to join all corners which you have created now, base corners, to be joined with dark lines. All are dark lines. First let me complete this. Yeah. Now dark all these edges. Select all edges and make it visible, dark. Yes. So this one is left, I don't know why. Keep that also. Check twice before you complete, say completed. See, I have not done any invisible edges here. There are 2 edges here and 2 more edges. 4 edges I have not considered because not necessary for blocks. So usually it is around 10 mm, 15 mm. I have taken purposely 20 mm just to explain the concept. Now this is how you can complete the prism, pyramid, and frustrum, and then block. Now let me consider hexagon. Okay, so this is what the final result. We have done this job, prism and the block, then the pyramid, and also this one of different dimension. That's all. Okay. Otherwise, same thing you have created. Now, how to create the hexagon? So draw hexagon in any orientation, either corner condition or edge condition you have considered in the solids. But here there is only reference. Here no corner condition, edge condition. But if situation demands to draw the projection with the particular condition, you draw it. Otherwise, you can have any orientation. Normally, it is corner type or edge. So here, if you follow the procedure, you will get like this. So now I will do that. I will do same thing. Now to start with, A and D are midpoints. On 1 and 2, we have 2 points. This is BC and EF. Okay. So BC are here. So BC and EF are on 1, 2 and 3, 4 respectively, and AD are on 1, 4 and 2, 4. You have this clearly. The longer edge will have are going to house 2 points each, longer edges, and smaller edge is going to house 1 point each. So if you do ulta, it's a problem. It is wrong actually. Now I have here clear information that started from 1, and here is the point 3. Yes. Now between 1, 2 and 2, 3, 4, we have to have BC and EF. So what is the distance? 16 mm from 1 or 2 from this. Again, all are equal. So what you do is 16 mm you take from point 1 to 2, 16, 1, 6. Yes, confirm. Then draw parallel. That's all. You need to go for any other procedure. Draw parallel down the line. From this point also create 16 mm line, thin line, and draw parallel. Yes. In one go we completed BC and EF. Then here by default you will get, see, in this sketch we will have the midpoint ready, switched on here. So this is okay, you have done. So now you have to join, that's all now. So if you want naming, you name, otherwise not necessary. Now start from this A, midpoint here, this is A, then this is B, end point is C, and midpoint is again D, again end point of this line is E, this is again F, then again A. This is how we complete the hexagon. So here is the hexagonal lamina, you can say, the A, B, C, D, E, F we have created. Now we have to work for pentagon, I mean the prisms. We already completed pentagon, now we are working for hexagon. Assume that this is ready. Now you have to create all vertical lines of equal length and do it. Otherwise, I will tell you one more method. You create axis and then take this up. That's all. You know how to do it. You create equal lengths, vertical lines, and then join. This is better. You create one center. Even without center you can do, but only one thing, only one vertical edge I will create. Axis you can create, and at the top you do it. Otherwise, I will work in this way also. So let me take 80 mm. Anything works for you? 80 mm. Assume that height of the axis is 80 mm. I will take one edge. That's all. Now I will copy this. Go to move and fix. See. Yes. Then I will take the same thing. Here you should have dark, this one pattern. Now you see. That's all. Join them. Now you not worry about vertical line, join, etc. Everything is ready now. Either you take the axis, go up, at the top you keep the center. Otherwise, you can take one edge and then do this. Then join. Even for any shape you can do pentagon, hexagon, AA1, BB1, CC1, CC1, DD1, next E, already available F. Now, last point. Now, the thing is, the visibility is very important in all the cases. We are familiar with the key surface concept in solid. Same thing you can use and work out very easy. Otherwise, if you have imagination, any other method, but check with the basic method, key surface method. Okay, dark, tall top face edges, boundary lines dark. Yes, see that all boundary lines and top face edges dark. 0.5. Yes, see, top face edges, boundary lines dark. Then, what about the base edges? EF, ED and DC all are not visible. As such, base is not visible. The base edges other than boundary lines are not visible. Next comes this BB1, AA1 because they are crossing the invisible surface or crossing invisible lines. Definitely these are otherwise bends. Start with bends, check with crossing line and also validate with invisible surface, visible line. 3 checks are there for you. Now this is the visible line, again one more visible line, make it visible. So yes, 0.5. This is how you can complete. All other lines, see, EF, ED and DC all are invisible and E1, DD1 are not visible. So this is how you can complete the prism, hexagonal prism. Then pyramid, it's very easy. You create the 2 diagonals, already one is available, then keep one more, then go up by whatever the height is given. Say here 80 mm, we will take 80 mm as the reference. And the axis convention 0.25. Yes, then change immediately, otherwise again it will repeat. So line convention is this is 0.13. Next comes visible line. Yes, now join all corners with apex. So this is the apex of pyramid, end of the line, end of the line A, this is for B. Always go with end of the line, safe. Now see that this D is not coming, it seems to be single point, but if you zoom it, you will get that point is also different. Now join with V, but ultimately you will get that is single line in this position. Okay. Yes, now let me repeat. Start with this. Yes, 0.13 only. Yes, slightly different. Now, how to complete? No top face business, it is only the base is not visible. Then boundary lines completely dark. So, all boundary lines you select. Then once it comes to this point, the outer one, the boundary. Yeah, that's all. Then make that this dark, 0.5. See. Next, EF and ED and DC are not visible. DC is very close to the slant edge. Don't worry. This CD, ED and FE are not visible. See, there is a problem here. So we have to redraw. So once you zoom it, you will get idea. The end point must be there. So this happens many times. So see that should be removed and redrawn again. So line 0.5, point, yeah. You can directly take 0.5, end of the line, yes. So this is how we can check and then do it. Now AE, you have to join AE with thin line. AE. Yes. Now, what about VA and VB? VA and VB are visible because it is crossing the invisible surface or passing through invisible surface. So invisible surface, visible line. So select these two and then dark it. Visible line, make it visible. Yes. So we have made this pyramid. So prism, pyramid. Now let us go for frustum. How to do frustum? So this is again easy for you. So create this after scaling you get. Anyway, I will repeat for you. So what exactly you have to do is you say this. For example, this is 40 say. Now I am interested in 30 or 25. So you type in scale section 25 by 40 or whatever. Now for a particular value I scaled it here. Okay, say then what I do is I will go for axis convention 0.25. Then this is third line. Keep it vertical 80. Yes. Now join all corners of the base with the apex of the pyramid. Okay, thin line. No, sorry, this is frustum. You have to take up this and see that the center of this top coinciding with this. So that it is pyramid. Now select this, move and take the center and see that the center is coinciding with the top center of the axis. Yes. Now see, this is wrong, it's shifted. So by chance it will work like that. So see that it's done properly. Now zoom it better. Move. Better you take, we don't want this here. And see that this is the end of the line. Yes. Now we have created top face. Assume that I have taken 0.5 as the scaling factor, then got this. Now join all corners A1, BB1, CC1, DD. Assume that all is sub x1. Even if we can take one ABC, ABC only, no problem. Only thing is the final figures must be intact. Now try to zoom it and then join with thin lines first. In computer it's very easy to create frustums. A1, FF1, BB1, CC1, DD1. So it depends on height. So more the height, you will get problem. Lesser the height, these are very clear, distinct. Okay, this is E1. Here, as per the problem, you have to do it. End of the line. Now I see that A1, BB1, and CC1, DD1, E1 all are connected. Now visibility. How exactly these edges are dark line or thin line. Now select all top face edges dark. And boundary line is completely dark. Yes. In your case it is 0.5. Okay, take this. Now it is one thing is left out, so I don't know. So select this again and then see that it is dark. Check twice before you proceed to the next procedure. Top face edges dark, boundary lines completely dark. Then the base edges EF and FD, the ED and DC are not visible. That means base is not visible. See, these two lines A1 and B1 are crossing the invisible surface. Definitely it's visible. Or crossing lines. This line is not visible. Definitely this is dark, and this line is passing through a corner which are already having two lines dotted. So this is also dotted, or crossing line here. This is dark line. This must be dotted. So you must keep these lines dark. So see that these two are dark. 0.7, yeah, 0.5 you have to keep. Then these two are dotted. EF and ED are passing through the visible surface. Visible surface, invisible line. So leave as such. Don't do anything. So in isometric, we are not supposed to draw any dotted line. Next, block. How to create block? Again, as I told, extreme two vertical lines. Through F it will cross and through C also. That means F, A, B, C. These are the points to be considered, corners to be considered to draw the vertical lines to represent the vertical edges of the block. Small thickness, say 15 mm or 10 mm. Let me take 15 mm here. 15 mm thickness. So start from F. So 15 mm vertical. Yes, confirm and check before you start. After you confirm, yes, it is 15. Now, through remaining 3 points, you draw things at random. You can use the equal to. If everything goes well, it works. Otherwise, sometimes it creates problem. Otherwise, in that case, you can create 1 by 1 15 mm. So you go for this equal to, then 1 by 1 you do it. This must be equal to this. This must be equal to the one which is already taken. See, it is creating problem. So what you do is, you don't worry, create problem. Otherwise, you can even use the method of dimensioning. So what I do is, I will select these two and create 15 mm only. Okay. Sometimes it creates problem. Okay, 15 mm vertical, always vertical. More the number of entities in the figure, then you get all these problems. Otherwise, simple problems, figures, no question of this. Now you check whether it is 15. Yes, yeah, 15. Now this is also 15. Now, why not from D? Why not from D? Because it's not visible. That we have created with a criteria of extreme two vertical lines, whatever the corners within that lines and also towards you. So on that basis, I complete this. Yeah, end of the line, again here, end of the line, last one. Yes. Now dark all these edges. We have not touched, not even single line which is not visible. So keep this way. So select these all top edges dark for the block and boundary lines dark. Okay. And the edges which you already considered with visible bends, or invisible surface we are not considered. So keep this all dark. Yes. Now check all they are covered. Now here one line is not covered, and see that, see here it's not covered. So check and then complete. Sometimes it will miss. So fine. Now here again this one is also not covered. Yes. Now check for the completion. Yes, all top face edges dark boundary lines drawn, these edges are bends. Yes. So this is how we complete the prism, pyramid, frustum pyramid and block for hexagon. So now we can take up the things for granted, combinations of sides. Before that, we have to study the isometric projection of sphere. That is the unique procedure, because there is no reduction in size. You look from any direction, okay, you get complete size. So here is the block and prism, frustum and also pyramid for hexagon. Now we will check for the combinations. Combinations may be a square block with cone at the top, or a circular block with cone up, like that. Then we will discuss that in the coming sessions.